Oh, okay. Is it almost showtime already? Hello guys, welcome to vNAF Studio 2020. This is how we do things behind the scenes. If you missed our very first installment, what you need to do is check on hashtag we're still creating, hashtag finding amazing everywhere. Today's episode, we're going to be talking Fringe. How on this open access platform? And then Mrs. Siawi Standard Bank Jazz Lounge. What is the vision for 2020? And also, this is the very first time it's all happening outside of Makanda. Can you imagine? We're going to be touching base to them. But for now, listen, I gotta do that thing when they say part of your nose. You know what I'm saying? Hamba.
About Chompy as our lead character, who's basically every child that's joined ZipZap, how he finds his way into the tent through a little hole and joins in and becomes, by the end of the show, one of the family members and a beautiful performer. So that's basically what we try and do with every child that walks through our door, is to give them a place of belonging and love and encourage them to become the best person that they can be.
If you're familiar with the National Arts Festival, then you're definitely familiar with the Fringe stage. But this time around, it's taking a bit of a twist. Izobibizwa ngokuthi Fringe. And of course, umuntu ogade yona Fringe is, of course, Uzikhona Monaheng, who's been at the helm for the past 10 years now. So if there's anyone to give us answers, guys, ukuthi kwenzekani kanjani is definitely Zikhona. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I mean, each and every day we are on Zoom, we are on WhatsApp, so this 4IR is coming in handy, and we're kind of like forced as well to work remotely with a pandemic.
And how's the conversation been with some of the artists? Ngoba abanye the moment uthi virtual, yay! Vele dumi kanda. So how's the response been from the artistic side? Are they open to this virtual and digital play?
Yes, they had mixed feelings, and some were very, they were not sure how the process is going to work. They were not sure if the virtual space will have the same effect as being live on stage with having audience right in front of them. And others were wondering about the loss of income, how they're going to make their money virtually, unlike they would have done if it was a physical format.
Zikhona, you've told us so much about the Fringe, but I also know what to look out for is the Standard Bank Ovation Awards.
Yes, Standard Bank has been one of our long-standing sponsors. So back in 2010, they introduced the Standard Bank Ovation Awards, where they would recognize all the productions that are on the Fringe, that are coming to the festival for the first time. So even in the virtual format, we will have the Standard Bank Ovation Awards. We will be looking at productions that are all the Fringe productions that are on our platform.
Zikhona, our job here is done, but for you, it still continues. And I'd like you to please give some word of encouragement to all the artists coming through on the Fringe.
What I would like to say to all the artists that are out there that haven't actually taken an opportunity to submit their form, they must do so. This platform is going to give them a lot of, I'll say, exposure, because it's going to be global. It's not going to be limited to being in Makanda like you would have been. Get in touch with us via the email address fringe@nationalartsfestival.co.za, and we will be in touch, and we look forward to receiving all those forms. Thank you.
Absolutely awesome. Thank you so much, Zikhona, for your time, and we wish you well in the time ahead, yeah?
Good morning, everyone. I'm about to dash off to the Artscape Theatre in this really wet Cape weather to practice the singularly appropriate trout quintet with members of the Cape Philharmonic Orchestra. And I'd just like to say how incredibly excited I am to be able to work with members of the orchestra again, and I really hope that when we've recorded this and it gets streamed, that you'll be there to watch it. Thank you.
Art doesn't happen in a vacuum. In the words of Cornel West, to be a jazz freedom fighter is an attempt to galvanize, to energize the world. It's no secret that the past couple of weeks have hit us hard. But in music, we have been able to find a place of solace. For me, a sacred space, perhaps one that's best to help us rebuild. So we're now going to have a conversation with Alan Webster, who's going to give us a big idea of how are musicians reimagining themselves in this new vNAF 2020 vision. So let's talk about some of the conversations you're having with these artists in terms of also them trying to recreate music in their own virtual vacuums. Who's ready, who's not ready, and how do you start having that conversation with them?
We don't start from scratch because for the last year we've been working on the 2020 program. It does take us a long time to put these in place, and what we're looking for always is a program that reflects all sorts of different things, different parts of South Africa, young, old. Of course, what happened this year was that the old we had to leave out because with COVID you can't be putting South African jazz legends in dangerous positions at all when they comorbidities or age, etc. So in fact, what's happened with this program is it's ended up being very young and very exciting as a result, actually.
But I guess, Ellen, it's safe to say when we kick off the official National Arts Festival, you guys will also be giving us a big thumbs up saying, get ready, get revved up, right?
For sure. And of course, our really big one, which I'm very chuffed with, is that there's a young man in London who has just completely transformed music. People around the world are watching him in astonishment as he does things which seem to be impossible. He plays instruments, a whole range of them impossibly. And he composes, as I said, he's changed music, and his name is Jacob Collier, and he's on our program.
Awesome. So you're busy with the hard stuff, and I know I've got one of your musicians that's busy rehearsing right now. So I'm going to say bye to you and check up on your musicians on stage to see how are they doing, because time is ticking, Ellen. You know very well. The 25th is getting closer and closer. So I got to love and leave you. Wish you all the best, yeah?
Sure.
How are you? So great to meet you today. How's it going? You're rehearsing right now.
Things are going very, very well. I was very nervous because obviously we haven't done this in a live sort of setting, playing with other musicians for a while. But rehearsals have been amazing. The guys came out. I think also there's a certain kind of fire and a hunger that has brewed in the time that we've been apart. So the music is coming out like crazy, you know. And there's a certain kind of power, and I'm really excited for people to experience that. You know, when they get to see it.
To be young, gifted, and black.
It's quite a weird way to be able to curate your set. So tell us, what are we expecting, and how was your curation process to make sure Guti iyahlangana and this offering in 2020 as will be virtual?
So I think for me, now is the time. I released my debut album last year, July. So this set for me was a little bit of a celebration of how far that has come. You know, despite COVID, I'm still getting requests for people who are saying to me, please, can we meet somewhere? I'd love to buy the album. People who are only getting onto the album now. So for me, it was around what are the songs that people have been sort of resonating with, and also just taking stock of the moment. You know, what are the songs that will give people healing? What are the songs that will comfort people in this very strange time? I mean, you know, there's all sorts of things happening economically and otherwise, and personally as well. So I curated my set along those lines, but I think it was just a celebration of Indlela Ekhaya and how far we've come and how far the album's come as well.
I don't want to take you for too long. Data ready. Why on earth should my virtual bum be looking at your stage and at your performance? Why should I get tickets to your show? Let me know.
Firstly, I'm gonna be looking so cute. I'm gonna be looking so cute. So listen, if you're not even if you're not going to be listening, you can just watch. You can just turn off the sound and just watch, because I'm going to be looking cute. But secondly, I am going to be playing music from my debut album, which I am incredibly proud of. And the music is beautiful. The musicians are beautiful. Like I've been saying, you guys really, really want to hear what everybody's sounding like. Not just me, but just our collective energies, what we're going to bring to the stage. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be fire. We hope that it's going to bring you healing and it's going to give you comfort. So yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for joining with us. And I love you, girl. I'm always shining your flag, girl. I'll see you.
Hi.
Hello. Hi, my name's Sergio D'Souza.
Oh, I live here in Makanda.
We all know that this is the festival time, and then we see that there will be no festival this year. We will miss it. It tells a lot to us as the community of Grahamstown, Makanda.
And this time around, since we're going virtual for the very first time, I'm left thinking, how are the people, the culture, and most importantly, the donkeys happening right there in Makanda? So you know what? I thought it's best to give Susan War a call, who's the head of Makanda Tourism, to find out, does she miss us? Does she really, really not miss us?
Even the donkeys do miss you guys, because they're sort of wandering around pretty aimlessly in the streets. This time round, we should be seeing people in the streets, and the general buzz of people getting ready to come and do is missing this year, and it's terrible.
But tell us, what exactly is the Jaw Card with Makanda? What is it that brings people all the way from different corners of the world all the way to Makanda? What are the attractions? What is this pull that we can't explain that keeps pulling us back to Makanda?
There are several things. We're basically a domestic tourism spot. So people come, they bring their children to school, and they visit friends and relations. But we've seen our tourists change quite dramatically, and it is a much younger tourist. And these are young people who like to come for the vibe, and they love to come for festivals and business meetings and things like that. And it really is, especially during June, July, when it's cold. You know how Grahamstown does get cold, or rather I should say Makanda gets very cold. But it is this little city that is just unexpected. And when the festival is on, you know, the festival, as you know, it takes over the entire city. And that's what makes it a real draw card, because everybody's in that vibe, in that mood, I should say, and it's very different to other festivals elsewhere. And it's amazing that so much culture, whether it's dance, music, plays, is crammed into 11 days. Hectic days, you know. It is an amazing city for that.
And as they do say, the show certainly must go on, and it is going on virtually this time. Thank you so much, Susan, for your time. Listen, this year may be virtual. We're crossing fingers that next time, hopefully we'll be doing this interview face to face, hey?
Well, I think so, yes. You know, I look forward to it. The festival doesn't ever die, and it just reincarnates itself, and I think that is amazing.
Well, it's here, South Africa's very first virtual National Arts Festival. If you're wondering how to communicate with us, well, it's simple. Get a hold of us on Twitter, Facebook, and on Instagram. The hashtags to follow is hashtag We're Still Creating, hashtag Find Amazing Everywhere. Listen, all that's left is for us to meet on the 25th of June when we kick off our 11 days of amazing. Have you sanitized? Go sanitize.